Hey the internet, this is DJ with Attitude Marketing. This is the first of our new video blog series that we're going to be covering a wide variety of subjects and topics directly related to your marketing. Today we want to take a look at the fact that we are in the future. In Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 that was written in 1953, he predicted that we would have TVs as big as a wall and that people would be watching TV in replacement of books. People would also be contestants to get on their favorite TV show as extras. While we don't necessarily live in as dystopian a future as a book-burning future that Ray Bradbury said that we would, we definitely are in the future. In Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek that started in 1966, he predicted that we would have cell phones and translator mechanisms to let us talk in every language. And while we don't have a warp drive yet, we are working on it. So today we're going to talk about the fact that we are in the future and why marketing does not work the way that it used to work. Now, a couple thousand years ago, I'm assuming that marketing worked like this. You would fish up a couple extra fish and you would walk up to the guy and you'd be like, hey, bro, I have an extra fish and I want some of those sweet, sweet furs that you have. Which language absolutely worked like that a couple thousand years ago. So that's pretty accurate. A couple hundred years ago, you just have to have a nice top hat and a twirly mustache and walk into the middle of town saying, I've got this elixir that'll fix everything. Now, obviously, you can't do snake oil salesman. You can't just walk up to someone with a dead fish and expect to get the services that you want from them or expect them to buy your services. Now, this is because two things in marketing are always changing. Number one is fashion. Now, in fashion, I'm meaning fashion and technology, as technology is pretty close to fashion. Every few years, you're upgrading it. Every few years, that changes. And just like how you wouldn't wear the same thing you would in the 90s, people don't get man perms anymore. You can't do the same marketing that you used to do. The second thing that is always changing is that people wise up. You can't sell snake oil. People aren't going to buy it. People wise up. They learn from the past. And this is a generational thing that is evolving. Because of these two things, marketing is always changing and always evolving, whether it be because the fashion of the time has changed and the art of the time has changed, or whether people have just simply wised up and learned that this is a marketing tactic. So what can you do to avoid those? Well, the wising up is one of the biggest problems that marketing is seeing right now, and it's something that every single marketing company is trying to combat. Now we have TiVos that let us skip commercials. People don't really pay attention to the commercials. When you do a Google search on your phone, what do you look at? You definitely don't look at the top one or the top two choices that Google gives you because you know those are advertisements. You know that those are only there not because of the quality of their content, but because of the money of their content. 20, 30 years ago when billboards were new, people would actually call the billboard. All you had to do is get a picture of your name and say, hey, do you have accidents or injury? Give me a call. And people would think that that was a reputable source. Nowadays, people just know that billboards cost just a couple $1,000s and can post up there and is not a reputable source. So what do you do to combat this increase in knowledge and this always changing fashionista idea of marketing? The main thing is that you need to be current, you need to be exciting, you need to be innovative. On a business card, again, 20 or 30 years ago, all you had to do is have the newest sans serif font and a glossy cardstock, and your business card would look great. Now that just looks like a plain business card that anyone can do in a print shop or a paint shop. Part of the main thing with marketing nowadays, if not the main thing, is to know that yes, we are in the future. What is deciding our marketing? On part of the fact that we are trying to compete with the idea of everybody tuning out everybody's marketing, whether that's an email series, a website, a billboard, a commercial on TV, a commercial on the radio. The main thing that is deciding the marketing is AI. Now, it's not quite as evil as HAL 9000, but it's pretty close. The Google algorithm is always going through and changing and evolving. Just this past year, we've seen huge changes in Google. To make sure that you're popping up naturally or organically on Google, you have to make sure that you're keeping up with this AI system. You have to make sure that you are as smart as a computer. Doing this allows you to pop up organically. Because people have wised up and because fashion has changed, to get to the top, you have to make sure that you have the right relevant information and you have to have the most upkept website and the right keywords. Now the nice thing is because people, again, wise up as fashion changes, people are starting to trust Google, albeit not the top 1 or 2 marketing posts, but if you organically pop up to the top, people are going to think that you are a reputable source. Now this isn't always for the better because a lot of people use this and will get in fake news. Luckily, from a clinical standpoint or from a legitimate marketing standpoint, if you are at the top, then you are considered a reputable source. Now, if you're running a chiropractic clinic or any other kind of clinic and someone is searching for services and you start popping up at the top of Google, people are going to start noticing that. Not only are you going to get the clicks and the calls that you're wanting into your clinic, but you're going to be synonymous with a reputable source. Again, I keep saying that because it is key. People don't call every single infomercial that they see on TV because we know that half of those things are just to make money. Because the consumer is starting to get smarter and smarter, and the system knows that the consumer is getting smarter and smarter, Google is working with your website as long as you are providing good information and you're keeping up with the fashion and you're keeping your website up to date, which means mobile friendly, not terrible bright GeoCities colors, no crazy cat hanging GIFs, but Google will keep you at the top and people will notice this. If you want to get organic traffic into your office without spending ridiculous lump sums of money on TV ads and radio ads, the most important and the key aspect is keeping your website at the top of Google and to know what type of traffic is coming into Google. By doing that, you are able to make sure that the people that are searching for your information are not only in your area, but are legitimately interested in your services. So, to summarize, you just need to know we're in the future. Everything is always changing. If you want to make sure to capitalize on your marketing and keeping people coming into your office, you need to make sure that you are keeping new information on your marketing. Now, right now, the main source of marketing is the internet, but again, fashion always changes, and that may not be the case in 10 to 20 years. But right now, in this version of the future that we live in, without the Steven Spielberg promised hover cars and hoverboards, the internet is key. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video if you found any of this information useful. And if you have any questions or comments for what you want the next topic to be, definitely give a shout out. The more comments and questions that we get, the more videos we'll be able to make and the less real work I'll have to do and just be able to talk at a camera all day. So absolutely ask any question that you want. Again, this has been DJ with Attitude Marketing. Have a great day.